in the back? You look beautiful. You look ready to win. Atlanta, are you ready to elect Kamala Harris the next President of the United States? Now, here in Georgia, we remember what it is to be the center of the political universe. When the entire nation looks to Georgia to define America's future. When Senator Warnock and I were running in those two historic Senate runoffs, everybody who makes a living polling and predicting and prognosticating said there was no way. They said there was no way. But Georgia, out of no way, we made a way. You did that, Georgia. And it made a profound difference across our state, across our country, and around the world. And now, once again, Georgia, the nation turns its eyes to us to see what difference we will make, with future generations counting on us at a pivotal moment in American history. This is an election that will determine the character of our republic. This is much deeper than Democrats versus Republicans. Former President Trump is unfit for the presidency. He lacks the integrity. He lacks the moral compass necessary to lead us in the Oval Office, and he's proven it again and again. And by the way, I'm not talking about mean tweets. I'm not talking about insults. See, some folks, they say, well, maybe he's rude, but that's just Trump being Trump, and that's all there is to it. No, Georgia, we're not talking about bad manners here. We're talking about the disrespect for service members and veterans and the belittling of wounded warriors that make him unfit to be our commander-in-chief. Because in Georgia, we honor and we respect those who serve. I'm talking about his threats to turn the power of the federal government and the National Guard against his critics, and to purge the government of all who don't pledge their loyalty to him. Because in Georgia, we believe in loyalty to the Constitution, not to a strong man. I'm talking about his abuse of power and his despicable schemes to hold on to power by hook or by crook, even when the voters rejected him. Because in Georgia, after all that's been sacrificed by heroes like John Lewis, we will defend our voting rights against those who would trample them. I want to say it again, this is deeper than Democrats versus Republicans. It is about the character of our nation. And that's why Vice President Harris has built a coalition to win Georgia that includes Republicans, independents, and Democrats, all Georgians ready to turn the page on Donald Trump once and for all. So Georgia, are you ready to win? And don't just take my word for it. The former chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, He served for years as our nation's most senior military officer under Donald Trump. He said Donald Trump is, quote, the most dangerous person ever. He said Donald Trump is, quote, a fascist to his core. Think about that for a second. This is the man who led the United States Armed Forces under Donald Trump. You should hear what Republican senators say about Donald Trump when the microphones are off. See, there are a lot of elected Republicans who know the man is unfit for the presidency. But no matter what he says or does, even after he tried to force them to break the law and overturn an election, even after he raised a mob that assaulted the police and sacked the U.S. Capitol, even after his lies about the election put at risk the lives of election officials in Georgia and across the country, mostly they just fall in line. These elected officials in his own party will not restrain him if he is returned to power. It's up to us. It's up to us to turn the page on Donald Trump once and for all, Georgia. This election will be won here in Georgia. America's future will be won here in Georgia. So, Georgia, are you ready to win? We have the power to elect to the presidency a tough, principled, experienced prosecutor, United States Senator, Vice President of the United States, named Kamala Harris. And look, I'm glad to see you all here. You look amazing. The Vice President is in the building. This matters. But it's going to take more than rallies. I need you out there knocking on doors, making phone calls. Make sure your cousin and your neighbor vote, and your cousin's neighbor votes, and your neighbor's cousin votes. Georgia, are you ready to work? Georgia, are you ready to win? Thank you all so much for being here. Let's do this. Thank you, Georgia. Thank you.
Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Simon says, put your blue sign in the air. Simon says, put your blue sign down. Simon says, put your blue sign up. Simon says, put your blue sign to the right. Simon says, put your blue sign to the left. Put your blue sign to the right. I didn't say Simon says. Simon says, put your blue sign to the right. Simon says, put your blue sign to the left. Simon says, put your blue sign up. Simon says, put your blue sign down. Simon says, put your blue sign to the right. Simon says, put your blue sign to the left, to the right, to the left, to the right. Here we go. We needed the blue signs to really do it, y'all. To your right and to your left, to your right. Here we go. Let's go, let's go. You did? Okay, good. Looking good, blue signs, looking good. Say Kamala. Say Kamala. Say Tim Walz. Say Tim Walz. Looking good, y'all. Looking good. Say Georgia is blue. Say Georgia is blue. If you early voted, say I early voted. I early voted.
Welcome to the stage a living legend, the icon, Usher.
Let me make certain that I'm talking to all my AT aliens out here. We ready? What? Oh! Yes. Oh, y'all want to keep going? You know, normally I'm up here to entertain, but today was something far, far more significant for Atlanta and all of Georgia. You know, it's really great to be home. I'm here, home for my past, present, future tour, but took a quick break from that to come here, share a few words with you about the significance of this moment. I feel that this is a momentous opportunity for each and every one of us. You know, it's just 17 days away from a very important election, as we all know. And we have the opportunity to choose a new generation of leadership for our country. We all know what it means to be supportive, but ladies and gentlemen, we are here to support the next President of the United States, Kamala Harris, ladies and gentlemen. I'm supporting Vice President Harris because she fights for everyone's rights, for freedom. And it doesn't matter where you're from. She has a vision for our country that includes everyone. A vision that supports small businesses, invests in our health, in our communities, and gives everyone a chance to get ahead. But we got work to do, Atlanta. ATL, we got work to do to get this campaign across the finish line. I'm counting on you. We can make a difference in this election, Georgia, but we gotta be committed to do it. Are you ready? We've lived through some very unfortunate realities of our past. However, we must learn from those moments and understand that the voice that we have makes the difference that we want to see. We have to strive to not allow our past to define our future. That's right. And then we need everyone to get out there and to support this campaign. It doesn't matter whether it's going from door to door. Every call matters. Every conversation matters. All of it makes a difference in closing this race. We have the power to change this moment in the present. How we vote, I mean, everything that we do within the next 17 days will affect the lives of our children, of our grandchildren, of the people whom we love the most. Let's vote for a future, ladies and gentlemen. The future that we want them to thrive in. I love you more, but I love Kamala Harris even more. I want her to be our next President of the United States. And we can do it, but we're gonna do it together. One more time. We ready? What? Come on, Georgia. What? One more time. We. Hey. Okay. Thank you so much. Vote early. Let's do this. Thank you.
I've never slept a full night in my entire life. I was 5 years old when my stepfather abused me for the first time. I just felt like I was alone on a planet with a monster. I was 12 when he impregnated me. I just remember thinking, I have to get out of my skin. I can't be me right now. Like, this can't be it. I didn't know what to do. I was a child. I didn't know what it meant to be pregnant at all. But I had options. Because Donald Trump overturned Roe v. Wade, girls and women all over the country have lost the right to choose, even for rape or incest. Donald Trump did this. He took away our freedom.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You guys get all your belongings.
Yes. Thank you for having us.
Thank you for coming. See you.
You know what Alexa looks like, right?
I'm gonna have to run back to it. Make sure you can pick it up now. Okay, stand by for 7. I'm ready. Seven. Yeah. It's funny.
Yep.
Down to one. Yeah.
We're all stuck. They didn't drive either. They Ubered from my house. Yeah. For what time? I tried one of these. Oh my gosh, we're in trouble. I don't know if we're gonna get home. What do you say? All right, thank you so
Please welcome Tyler Lee.
How's it going, Georgia? Well, I'll get started. My name is Tyler Lee, and I'm a senior at Peachtree Ridge High School, and a gun violence advocate. I turned 18 earlier this week on October 14th, and on October 15th, the first day of early voting in Georgia, I cast my ballot to send Kamala Harris and Tim Walz to the White House. When I entered that voting booth in Duluth, Georgia, I was presented with a choice: a path backwards towards division and extremism, or a path forward, opportunity, joy, and unity. When I cast my vote for Vice President Harris, I voted for my Korean immigrant grandparents who came to this country with nothing. I voted for economic opportunity for all Americans. I voted for reproductive freedom. I voted for a new way forward where all of us can get ahead, not just get by. Vice President Harris represents the American dream. When I cast my vote for Vice President Harris, I am voting for the future. Donald Trump will take us back. Don't boo, vote. Not going back. His first term was horrible for students like me and families like mine, and a second term would be even worse. Trump's Project 2025 agenda includes extreme plans to eliminate the Department of Education and the Head Start program, slash funding away from public schools, and roll back student loan forgiveness. As a lifelong public school student, I know how vital it is to invest in public education. And as a proud product of public school education, I will be the first in my family to go to college. This is the American dream, and Donald Trump would take that away. Georgia, we cannot afford to go back. And Georgia, make sure you're voting early and in person, now through November 1st. Our lives depend on it. Vice President Harris is our future. So it is my honor to introduce the next President of the United States of America, Vice President Kamala Harris.
We got some work to do. All right. Thank you. It is so good to be back in Atlanta. Thank you all. Oh my goodness. It is so good to be back. And I want to thank all of the incredible leaders who are here. I want to thank everyone for being here when there are so many things that you have to do with your time, and to taking the time to be here, and for us to be here as community, building coalition, being together means the world. This is what our campaign is about. Our campaign is about the people. Our campaign is about the people. And I want to thank Senator Ossoff, who is here, Atlanta's own Representative Nikema Williams, and the many members of the Congressional Black Caucus who are here today. I thank you. Mayor Dinkins, thank you every time I come. You meet me on the tarmac. My pastor who is here, Reverend Dr. Amos C. Brown of Third Baptist Church in San Francisco, I thank you. And of course, Usher. Got you. And so I thank you all, everybody, for taking the time to be here together. And before, thank you. Thank you all. Okay, so before I continue, let me just say on a serious note, there are people here in Georgia still dealing with the devastation from Hurricane Helene. And I am grateful to all the federal, state, and local personnel who have been working around the clock to help those who are impacted. As we know, this recovery will take time, and we will stand with Georgia and everyone across the Southeast who are impacted by these recent storms for as long as it takes to rebuild. Thank you. All right, so Atlanta, we have 17 days left. 17 days left in one of the most consequential elections of our lifetime. And look, let's have some real talk. It's going to be a tight race until the very end. And we are the underdog, and we are running as the underdog. But make no mistake, we will win. We will win. Yes, we will. We will win. Yes, we will. We will win. We will win. We will win. We will win. You got the old school. We will win. And we will win. And we will win because we understand what is at stake. This election is about two very different visions for our nation. One, Donald Trump's, who is focused on the past, and ours that is focused on the future. Ours that is focused on bringing down the cost of living, investing in small businesses and entrepreneurs. By the way, I love our small businesses. Can I see the small business leaders and entrepreneurs? I'm telling you, our small businesses are the backbone of America's economy. I thank you all. And we are here because we are committed to protecting reproductive freedom. But none of that is what we hear from Donald Trump. Instead, it is just the same old tired playbook over and over again. He has no plan for how he would address the needs of the American people. He is only focused on himself. And now, he's ducking debates and canceling interviews because of exhaustion. And when he does answer a question or speak at a rally, have you noticed he tends to go off script and ramble? And generally, for the life of him, cannot finish a thought. And he has called it the weave. But I think we here will call it nonsense. So, folks, for these reasons and more, it is time to turn the page. It's time to turn the page. And America is ready to chart a new way forward. We are ready. We are ready for a new and optimistic generation of leadership. All of you. Which is why Democrats, Republicans, and Independents are supporting our campaign. In fact, earlier this week, over 100 Republican leaders from across the country joined me on the campaign trail, including some who worked in Donald Trump's administration. And I believe, as I travel our country, Americans really want a president who works for all the American people. All the American people. Who understands that the vast majority of us have so much more in common than what separates us. Right? Folks are exhausted with someone trying to have Americans point their fingers at each other. We're exhausted with it. That's why I say it's time to turn the page on that. Just turn the page. And have a president who cares about all the people. And you all know, I've only ever in my career had one client, the people. The people. As a young courtroom prosecutor, I stood up for women and children. As Attorney General of California, I fought for students and veterans. As Vice President, I have stood up for workers and seniors. And as President, I will fight for all the American people. And together, we will build a brighter future for our nation. Together, we will build a brighter future that includes what I call an opportunity economy, so that every American has the opportunity to own a home, to build wealth, to start a business. And to build that opportunity economy, we've got to bring down the cost of living. Because while inflation is down and wages are up, prices are still too high. You know it and I know it. And so I have laid out a comprehensive plan to lower the cost that you pay on everything from prescription medication to groceries. And this will be my focus every single day as President of the United States. I will take on corporate price gouging. I've done it before and I'll do it again. I will give a middle-class tax cut to 100 million Americans, including $6,000 during the first year of a child's life. And I'm going to tell you why. Because we all know young parents have a natural desire to parent their children well, but not always the resources to do it. And we, as a community, need to understand they are the children of the community, and it is in our collective best interest to make sure that they have the resources they need during that critical phase of a child's development, to buy a crib, to buy a car seat, to buy what that child needs during that critical stage of life. That's the kind of leadership that we believe in America. I have have a plan to bring down the cost of housing by building more homes and taking on those corporate landlords who are unfairly buying up properties and increasing rental prices. We know what's happening. My plan will lower the cost of starting a small business, including by increasing the tax deduction for entrepreneurs from $5,000 to $50,000. Knowing that our small business owners are civic leaders as much as they are business leaders. They mentor, they hire locally, they are part of the cultural fabric of our communities and deserve to be lifted up in every way. Under my opportunity economy, I have a plan to lower health costs and health care costs for people as they age, so they can grow old with dignity and so their families are not financially crushed by the cost of home care. Because look, let me tell you, y'all may know this, it's a personal story. I helped take care of my mother when she was sick. I took care of my mother when she was sick. And for any of you who is taking care of an elder relative, you know that's about love and it's about care. It's about trying to cook something for them that they feel like eating. It's about trying to help them put on clothes that won't irritate their skin, help them put on a sweater. It's about from time to time trying to think of something that will put a smile on their face or make them laugh. It's about dignity. It's about dignity. But what we know is that right now we have so many people who are doing that and raising small children at the same time. We call it the sandwich generation. And unless you got a lot of money to be able to hire somebody to help, then folks are looking at the potential of having to leave their job, which is losing a source of income, or worse even, having to spend down whatever might be their savings to be able to qualify for Medicaid. That's not right. That's not right. So my plan includes allowing Medicare to cover the cost of home health care for our seniors. It's a matter of dignity. Dignity. And so I share some of these details with you to just let you know what you already know. I will always put the middle class and working families first. I always will. I come from the middle class, and I will never forget where I come from. I will never forget where I come from. Now, Donald Trump, you know, here I go. Now, Donald Trump, well, he has a different plan. Just Google Project 2025. Now, I say it every time, but I just have to say it again. Can you believe they put that thing in writing? They put it in writing. They published it. They bound it and handed it out. And when you read it, you know it is a detailed and dangerous blueprint for what Donald Trump will do if he is elected president. Donald Trump will give billionaires and corporations massive tax cuts. Like he did it last time, he would do it again. He would cut Social Security and Medicare. He would get rid of the thing we all fought so hard for, that $35 a month cap on insulin for our seniors. Read that plan and you'll see they'll make it easier for companies to deny overtime pay for workers. And he will impose what I call a Trump sales tax, because he has an intention of putting an at least 20% tax on everyday necessities, which economists have estimated would cost the average person more than $4,000 more a year. And on top of all of this, Donald Trump intends to end the Affordable Care Act. with no plan to replace it. Oh, y'all watched the debate. He has, quote, concepts of a plan. So you all know, and you've heard me say, look, I think, and I do believe Donald Trump is an unserious man. And the consequences of him ever being again in the White House are brutally serious. Brutally serious. Because think about it. The man's going to threaten the health insurance of 45 million Americans based on a concept and take us back to when insurance companies had the power to deny people with pre-existing conditions. You remember what that was? Well, we are not going back. We are not going back. We are not going back. We're 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 not going back. And we are not going back because we are working and intend to move forward. Forward, because ours is a fight for the future. And it is a fight for freedom. Like the fundamental freedom of a woman to make decisions about her own body and not have her government telling her what to do. And we know how we got here. Donald Trump hand-selected 3 members of the United States Supreme Court with the intention that they would undo the protections of Roe v. Wade, and they did as he intended. And now, in America, more than 1 in 3 women lives in a state with a Trump abortion ban. Today, except for Virginia, every state in the South, including Georgia, has a Trump ban. Many with no exceptions even for rape or incest, which is telling a survivor of a violation to their body they have no right to make a decision about what happens to their body next. That's immoral. That's immoral. And let us agree, one does not have to abandon their faith or deeply held beliefs to agree the government should not be telling her what to do. Not the government. If she chooses, she will talk with her priest, her pastor, her rabbi, her imam, but not the government telling her what to do. So look, we all know this is a healthcare crisis. This is not something theoretical. This is not just about a political conversation. It's very real. And Donald Trump is the architect. Women are being denied care during miscarriages. Some only being treated once they develop sepsis. And tragically, because of these bans, some women have even died. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Roll the clip.
My daughter Amber made me so proud.
She was having complications.
And
tonight we are learning more about the death of Amber Thurman.
The death of Amber Thurman was likely preventable if she'd had access to abortion care in her home state of Georgia.
What happened to her was preventable. My daughter is gone because of what Donald Trump did.
For 54 years, they were trying to get Roe v. Wade terminated, and I did it, and I'm proud to have done it.
It's nothing good enough to bring her back. Her life is over.
I've never been a political person, never. I'm voting for Kamala Harris because she showed me she really cared. I felt her sincerity, and I felt her strength.
We will speak her name, Amber Nicole Thurman.
I felt her compassion. We will never get Amber back, but we can make sure this never happens again.
I'm Kamala Harris, and I approve this message.
So here's the thing that you got to understand, and I think everyone's following this. Donald Trump still refuses to take accountability, to take any accountability for the pain and the suffering he has caused, or even to just acknowledge the pain and suffering that has actually happened. In a Fox town hall earlier this week, he even mocked Amber's family for sharing their story. Play the clip.
Mayor Bottoms and Amber Thurman's family have come out on a press call, and they're doing what's called a pre-buttal 2-hour town hall right now.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah? And I want to
Get better ratings, I promise.
You know, we talk and we care about things like dignity. We understand that the real, well, I hear you, but you know, the thing, you know what, the court's gonna take care of that. We're gonna take care of November. We're gonna take care of November. We're gonna take care of November. But here's the thing. A grieving family sharing the memory of their daughter with our nation. Where is the compassion? You know, part of what's wrong with what's been happening in this so-called Trump era is that there's this backward notion that somehow the measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you beat down, instead of what we know, which is that the real measure of the strength of a leader is based on who you lift up. It's based on who you lift up. And what we see continually from Donald Trump is exactly what that clip shows. He belittles their sorrow, making it about himself and his television ratings. It is cruel. And listen, I promised Amber's mother that we will always remember her story and speak her name, Amber Nicole Thurman. Amber Nicole Thurman. And Amber's family, including her parents, Shanette and Andre, are here with us tonight. And in front of all the friends here, I thank them both for their courage and their strength. And it is my pledge to the family. And I have pledged to the family, it is my pledge to everybody here, when Congress passes a bill to restore reproductive freedom nationwide, as President of the United States, I will proudly sign it into law. I will proudly sign it into law. So there's so much at stake. And you know, I'm traveling the country, and everybody here knows across our nation, we are witnessing a full-on assault on other hard-fought, hard-won fundamental freedoms and rights. Like right here in Georgia, the freedom to vote, right? The freedom we are seeing in so many places in our country, an attack on the freedom to be safe from gun violence. The freedom to love who you love openly and with pride. So much is on the line in this election, and this election is not 2016 or 2020. The stakes are even higher for obvious reasons, including because just a few months ago, the United States Supreme Court basically told the former president he is effectively immune no matter what he does in the White House. And just think about this, right? So before that ruling just a few months ago, at least there was some possibility of threat of consequence for misbehavior, right? For breaking the law. But just imagine now Donald Trump with no guardrails. He who has vowed that he will be a dictator on day one. He who calls Americans who disagree with him the enemy from within. Understand where that comes from in history. And says he would use the American military to go after American citizens. He who has called for the termination, I quote, of the Constitution of the United States of America. And let us be very clear, someone who suggests that we should terminate the Constitution of the United States should never again stand behind the seal of the President of the United States of America. Never again. Never again. Never again. So, Georgia, it comes down to this. We are all here together because we know what is at stake. We are all here together because we love our country. We love our country. And I do believe it is one of the highest forms of patriotism to then fight for the ideals of our country. That's what this is about. This is about a fight for the promise of America. Right. And the extraordinary, great Congressman John Lewis reminded us that democracy is not a state, it is an act. It is an act. So, Georgia, now is our time to act. The baton is in our hands. Election day is in 17 days, and early voting has already started. You guys are setting some records, by the way. And so now is the time to make your plan to vote. Make your plan. Go to iwillvote.com and get all the information you need. And if you have received your ballot in the mail, please do not wait. Fill it out and return it right away. And you know Georgia's own President Jimmy Carter voted early. Bless him. Just days after his 100th birthday. So look, if Jimmy Carter can vote early, you can too. Because folks, the election is here. It's here. And I need you to continue to do what you do so well. Let's continue to energize. Let's continue to organize. Let's continue to mobilize. And let's remind folks that your vote is your voice, and your voice is your power. And so, Georgia, I ask you, are you ready to make your voices heard? Do we believe in freedom? Do we believe in opportunity? Do we believe in the promise of America? And are we ready to fight for it? And when we fight, we win. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
flames. Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Yeah. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep on running 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
Hail Marys, I meditate for practice. Channel 9 News tell me I'm moving backwards. 8 blacks left, death is around the corner. 7 misleading statements about my persona. 6 headlights waving in my direction. 5-0 asking me what's in my possession. Yeah, I keep running, jumping the aqueducts, fire hydrants and hazardous smoke alarms on the back of us. But mama, don't cry for me, ride for me, try for me, live for me, breathe for me, sing for me, honestly guiding me. I can be more than I gotta be, stole from me, lied to me, nation hypocrisy, code on me, driving me wicked. My spirit inspired me like, yeah. Open correctional gates in high desert. Yeah. Open our mind as we cast away oppression. Open the streets and watch our beliefs. And when they carve my name inside the concrete, I pray it forever reads.
Freedom, freedom, I can't move. Freedom, cut me loose. Yeah. Freedom, freedom, where are you? 'Cause I need freedom too. I break chains all by myself. Won't let my freedom rot in hell. Hey, I'ma keep on running 'cause the winner don't quit on themselves.
What you want from me? Is it true? You see, I'm finally getting there. What you want from me? Is it true? You see, I'm finally getting